Hello there guys, Feng here, and welcome to Arms Dealer. Okie dokie then. So, Arms Dealer is a strategy simulation game where, surprise surprise, you're an arms dealer. It's your job to go around and supply nations with firearms. Pretty cool concept actually. I haven't really seen many. I don't think I've actually seen any games that do this kind of concept. So that's pretty cool, you know. I've seen it on Steam Early Access, and I figured let's give it a try. Now, it is an alpha, so just bear this in mind. Obviously, it's not a representation of what's going to be the final product or anything like that. You know, you should know that by now. So, yeah. We're going to quickly look at the options. Well, what little there is of them. But then again, you know, it's not a first-person shooter. It's nothing like that. So, you know, these limited options are fine as far as I'm concerned. You've got the resolution, which now works, by the way. It didn't actually work in a previous version of the game. But now they do. They work fine now. We've got anti-aliasing, we've got full screen window, VSync. It's still got a decent amount of options. Sound options as well, really cool. You can get rid of the music, which is always great in my book. Obviously, I can't really upload any videos with music on these days. No one can because it's YouTube being YouTube. And of course, you can adjust the gameplay. So that's pretty cool. Now, before we actually start a new game, I do want to talk about one of the things that I'm kind of concerned about with the game, especially for very new players. Now, there is a campaign mode. In fact, that's kind of the main thing. We've got story mode. There is a sandbox mode, but you need to actually beat the game to unlock it first, which it's kind of very old school in that sense, I guess. But you'll soon see why this is this can be a bit of a peeve. So I'm going to stick it on easy because trust me, you'll probably need it. The game runs in real time, yeah. Now, it runs in real time even if you're doing stuff, even if I'm looking at menus, locations, planning certain routes. It runs in real time, and that can be a bit of a problem, especially for very new players, because while I'm reading these tutorials, and especially the very first quest, the very first kind of mission it gives you, it actually gives you a very nice private vehicle, which is private transport, which is really nice, but it can eat away a lot of real game time, which could be spent, you know, buying and selling. And by the time you've actually done the mission, then you've probably got your own bloody transport anyway. So it's kind of weird because obviously because it actually runs in real time, you can't pause it. It's difficult. Right, so let's actually crack on then, shall we? Let's go and select easy. It's going to load, of course, as it does. And here we go. Here's the screen. Now, this is the screen that you'll be looking at the most. Now, what I like to do is actually like to take this view off. So if we quickly go to the options. This is the only time you can actually pause the game, by the way, is if you actually go into the options. So, as you can see, we've got a few different, few more options. We've got a satellite view, show country borders, transport menus, blah 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 blah. So I'm going to take satellite view off. What this is going to do is it's going to knock off all the mountainous area, and I can see it a lot more easy. Then that's actually pretty cool. I really like that. Bit blue. I'm blue, da ba dee da ba die. But yeah. Oh god, I hope that doesn't get copyrighted now. Fuck. I knew I shouldn't have sung a song. Anyway, as you can see, we probably started a bit before that because, you know, it runs in real time. Well, it's not exactly real time. It's like an hour every second, something like that. A bit silly, really, but yeah. Okay, so we start in Russia. I don't think you can start in any other supply country. As you can see, the supply countries are where these big white circles here. So as you can see, Russia is a supply country, UK is a supply country, yeah, as you can see, Spain is a supply country, France is a supply country, etc, etc. Yeah, now these little things are connectors and shows you the locations of where you can actually sell your firearms, which is really cool, as well as where you get them from supplying. So yeah, it's pretty cool. pretty cool. There's not too much going on around here. Not all the countries have been added in yet, as you can probably tell. They are going to add that in the future, especially around here, like Japan and stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty cool though. Right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and buy some guns. I mean, it makes sense, yeah? We are an arms dealer after all, so that's kind of the point. Now, we do start off with quite a nice selection of different firearms. So as you can see, we've got anti-aircraft, we've got the SA-24 anti-area, as well as the Strela 3, we've got anti-tank, which is RPG-7, RPG-29. As you can see, there's different prices as well for different ones, and then which supply that we've got of them as well. Now, as far as I can tell, if you buy a lot of a certain gun, the price doesn't go up, which you'd think it would if it was from supply and demand perspective. I mean, we can probably go ahead and test this actually. So there's the SKS, right? It's only 36,000. Let's go ahead and buy a fucking ton. Let me just see if that's going to change anything. I mean, as you can see, we've already got... we nearly got 25 tons there. It doesn't look like, yeah, the price isn't actually changing at all by the look of it. Maybe because the supply is so much, and this is annoying as well. Let's just type in 1,000 just for shits and giggles, or as much as we can do. Yeah, the price doesn't seem to change, which is a bit unfortunate, really. We've got explosives, as you can see. Oh, that's a nice one. The RG6. That's a proper grenade launcher. That multi-grenade launcher. I love that. We've got the PKM, the RPK. Oh, one of my favourite, the SV98. I love that sniper. Really nice sniper. The SVD, the SVU, and of course we've got some submachine guns. Now there are other types of weapons. Obviously, there's handguns. We can't actually buy them yet. I haven't actually been able to buy them at all during my playtime as of yet. I think the most I've spent on one single campaign so far is about 2 hours, something like that. And I haven't really been able to buy any types of handguns at all. So, no, it's pretty cool. Okay, let's go ahead and buy some AK-74s. I actually quite like this gun. It can net quite a bit of profit to start off with. Let's buy 20 lots, that's 8 tons. So let's go ahead and buy that. We're going to go ahead and buy some machine guns as well. I'm going to go ahead and buy 10 PKMs, 10 RPKs. As you can see, we do start off with quite a substantial amount of funds, which is really nice. I'm going to buy some sniper rifles as well. I'm going to buy some SV98s. Sniper rifles are usually quite high in demand in certain countries. I'm going to buy some SVU bullpups. And we're gonna. I'm not really that sold on the submachine guns. They don't tend to sell very well. But let's go ahead and buy some RPGs as well. So that's gonna be 5 tons. Okay. So now we've got some guns in the warehouse. What we're gonna do with them? Well, we need to ship them to places. Now we can do that in 2 ways. If we look at our travel planner, we can see that we can use public transport, private transport, and we also have another one called quick travel. Although this is not. I don't know. I don't like using this. You can't designate what types. If you want to take any weapons with you when you quick travel or anything like that. So this is just basically to get around on yourself, basically. But the weird thing about this quick travel system is that you have to take some sort of private travel as well anyway with you. So if you quick travel to, say for example, the United States, you'll get there in no time. But your boat will still be with you. It's a bit weird how it works. It's just so you don't get stranded or whatever in a country. But it's weird how it works. So, right, we're going to go ahead and use some public travel. Public travel has got quite a few advantages. Now, as you can see, we've got a few here. Majority of them are mainly drugs and other, but that's fine. You can still smuggle, you can still smuggle some weapons in there. Although there's one for weapons here. The capacity that's being lent out is 15 tons, and it charges you a set amount as well. So you need to bear that in mind. I mean, this one here, wow, 104 tons, but we haven't really got that much to worry about. I think we're going to go ahead and go with, mind you, that's got 3 minutes. Let's go with France. Okay, so we can select cargo. Now, of course, most public transports will go to separate destinations. They won't just go to France. They'll, as you can see, this one goes to Germany, Luxembourg, and France. So that makes sense now. Unfortunately, as I've just realised, France and Germany are actually supply nations, so the only one that's worth going for is the Luxembourg one. So what we need to do is we need to purchase intel to see how much these guns are worth. So as we can see, we're going to purchase that. But sometimes you're going to have to find out even more and spend even more money to try and find more intel on certain types of guns. So we're going to do that. And as you can see, if we were to send a ton, one crate of AK-74s, we netted 29,000 profit, which is not particularly great. It's not bad, but it's not great. 31,000 for the PKM, 41,000 for the RPGs, 42,000 for the RPK, 55,000 for the SVs, and 32,000 for the SVU. So we can go ahead and sell some SVs. So we've got that. We've still got quite a bit of space left, so let's go ahead and see what else we can I'm probably going to send the RPGs over as well. So there we go, and we've still got a bit of space. Let's go ahead and what about the RPKs? Yeah, the RPKs. That's not too bad of a price for the RPKs over. Okay, so we've used up all our space now. So we're going to go ahead and review it, and we're going to confirm it. Now, as you can see, it costs 37,000 for this travel. Now, I've already made that money back on one of the RPKs, well, near enough anyway. So that will be worth it. All that is then going to get travelled over to wherever you sent it to. So obviously it's going to go to Luxembourg. I think it was Luxembourg. Yeah, that's right. Okay. It's a bit confusing at first when you first start, but it gets easier, trust me. Okay, private travel. So, as you can see, we start off with this crappy little yacht. Yeah, it's not brilliant. Okay, as you can see, the speed is not particularly great, although that's quite fast for a bloody boat. And the capacity is only 5 tons. You know, 5 tons is basically nothing. But this is how we kind of travel around privately. So, when you click this, you get your travel plan up, and this will automatically go to the side, so you can easily pick which one you want to go to. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 1, 2, and 3. The reason why I'm doing that is I want to see how much... Oops, I don't want to go back to fucking Russia. What I want to do is I want to try and get kind of... I want to get some info about how much I can sell each weapon for in these particular countries. So let's go ahead and purchase intel. I'm just going to go ahead and purchase the normal intel from everywhere first, and then the more intel if it's needed. So as you can see here, we can kind of compare. So the AK-74 in Kazakhstan, oh whatever, I can't pronounce some of these bloody names. 19 grand, 11 grand, and 25 grand. So India will probably be the best bet in that case. Although it's not a lot of money for AK-74s, I can usually get a lot more than that. So maybe I'll hold on to them. The PKM on the other end, that's actually not too bad. The PKM is going for 14 in that one, 43 in India. That's actually pretty nice. So we're still in the warehouse before securing contacted India. Yeah, we can't do that just yet. And you have to kind of travel with it. You can't actually buy from other supply nations or sell to other nations unless you physically are there, which is kind of annoying in a sense, but I suppose it's a bit more realistic. I don't know if you can pay people, aka other traders, to sell your goods and they'll take a profit. It's not really explained very well in the game, unfortunately, so we'll have to see if we can do that eventually. Now, that's going for 68,000. Unfortunately, I don't think we got that many of these left. Oh no, we've got tons. Okay, we're gonna go to I think we're just gonna go straight there and get some money straight away. That sounds like a plan. But as you can see, 5-ton weight is very limiting. Now we need to travel to Kazakhstan or whatever it is. So there we go. We're going to travel there. As you can see, we've got our little airplane, even though it was a boat. Don't ask. Don't ask. So yeah, that's going to travel to... It takes a while. Depends on the speed of the vehicle as well. So yeah, this is obviously going to take a wee bit of a while. Now, what I've noticed is that after a certain time, you'll get a little bit of a mission, bit of the story mission, and we'll have to go to the US of A and buy some guns off the US of A people. Now, this is the first mission that it gives you to to get yourself a nice new vehicle. Now, the actual vehicle that you get is an airplane. It's quite fast. It's got a lot of capacity. It is probably worth doing this challenge, but just for the sake of showing you the video and showing you, I'm not going to bother doing it because it's very time consuming, especially if, like me, you're not very good with geography, because there's no easy way to be able to actually plot a course without actually first jotting down where the countries actually are. But the great thing about the game is that if you want to see, like, for example, if it told me to travel to French Guiana, then I can actually just click French Guiana. Now this will pop up, but if I drag it across, it will actually show me where it is on the map. So as you can see, there it is. This is pretty cool. I actually do like this, but there's nothing handy like this when you're actually plotting your course. It's very tedious, especially for someone that doesn't really know the geography very well. So yeah, it's very tedious. And obviously, while you're doing all this, while you're obviously trying to, try and do the map for this and trying to plan the trade routes, time's ticking. So there's no way to pause it while you're trying to make the best of the travel. So yeah, it's a bit weird. It's a bit weird, a bit tedious. Okay, so now I actually forgot what I've got, and this is actually a kind of another pet peeve I have, right? When you go to a country that you can sell weapons to, it doesn't show you what weapons you actually bloody got on ya, which is absolutely fantastic, isn't it? Yeah, there's no easy menu. You have to either remember off by heart what you sent. So obviously we know for a fact that we sent the not that one. Where's it gone? Oh fuck! It was the RPG 2029. Yeah. But if you actually forgot about that, well, what you'd have to do is you'd have to go to your inventory. Now, your inventory shows you what items you currently have on you. So as you can see, we currently have the RPG 29s. You can click on warehouses and it shows you where you've got all your weapons in all your warehouses in the world. So as you can see, we've got most weapons in Russia at the moment. And it also shows you what you got on transport, although I don't think this one actually works. I've never seen the transport one work, so I have no idea about that. But it would be nice if maybe it would bring up to the top the ones that you currently have on you, which would be really nice rather than trying to find it manually. It would save a bit of time as well, especially, this is the thing, it's time. It takes time to try and find these things, especially if, as I said, you don't know a lot about geography, or if you can't remember what stuff you sent out in the first place. And obviously, as you get more transports, that's going to become a hell of a lot harder. You're going to have to keep clicking through the inventory, trying to see what you've got. It's a wee bit tedious, and, maybe that needs to be sorted a bit. So we're going to sell this. That's going to net us 3 million. That's quite a nice little thing. Now, obviously, travelling, I don't think you use fuel, as far as I'm aware. I mean, it doesn't say how much fuel you use, so I'm assuming you don't use any, which is not exactly very simulation-like, to be quite fair. But yeah, I suppose that's one of the things, isn't it? Now, apparently I don't have any intelligence for Russia, which is a bit weird, because that's where I started, but as you can see, yeah, some machine guns actually go in for the 100% prize. That's probably why I don't get that much profit of it. But as you can see, anti-tank is like selling for 89%, so that's the reason why I'm getting so much profit from that in most countries, is because of that. So let's go ahead. I'm going to try and actually quick travel to Russia. I'm wondering if that's going to be quicker. Probably not, actually, by the look of it. Oh well. So yeah, now what I'm going to do is we're going to buy a few more finger magics. I don't know why it's going all the way over there, though. That's a bit weird. Maybe it's where the warehouses are, or so. I don't know. It's really weird. It seems to have picked the farthest one. The farthest circle. Bloody hell. Whatever. Right. Let's go ahead and buy some more stuff. And we're going to use the public transport again and hopefully be able to sell some shit. So these SKSs, they're not really weighty, and as you can see, they're dirt cheap. You probably won't get that much profit of them, but because you can supply them really easily and you can sell them pretty easily. Actually, I think it did change in price then. When I looked at that, 34, wasn't it 33 previously? I can't quite remember. So maybe it is kind of working, but I'm not seeing it. PP71. As you can see, some of them I don't have proper images yet. That's to be expected, you know. There's supposed to be 300 guns in the final release, around about 300 guns to be able to trade, but currently there's only around about 150. And I haven't actually seen that 150 yet, so I'm assuming you get that as you go further into the campaign. We'll have to see. So we're going to go ahead and buy some of those as well, the ones that haven't got no image, because it's fun. Now what we can do is, which is a bit weird, there's no other way to actually see this. You'd think there might be a tab to see what guns will sell the best depending on how much what intel you've got. You can see, but you've got to go to the buy and sell menu. So as you can see, PP71 we've been buying for 66,000. Yeah. And as you can see, the biggest buyer that we currently have intel on is Luxembourg, which will actually buy them off us for 92 grand. Now, if we go to the anti-tank one, we haven't actually bought an anti-tank one yet, have we? Not since that last one. Luxembourg is buying them for stupidly, dirtly, bloody expensive. Bloody hell, that's a nice profit margin. Let's go ahead and just go straight to fucking Luxembourg. Sweet. I'm just wondering if there's any... Oh, is that one going to Luxembourg? No, it's going to Germany, Netherlands, and Belgium. I suppose we could check this out anyway. Okay, so not much for that. What about the PKM? 40 grand? That's not too bad. 11 grand for that, and 33 grand for that. 80 grand for that. Sweet. And 64 grand for that. Luxembourg's probably still going to be the best one for the RPG. So we kind of found a winner. This is kind of like the trial and error thing, though. You know, it's actually pretty cool because you've got to actually shop around to see, you know, what will give you the best deal. And I do like that. I'm glad I'm loving the fact it encourages that. But at the same time, it doesn't encourage it because while you're doing all this, it takes time. You can't pause it to assess the situation. Especially how fast-paced the actual game can be. I mean, you get conflicts, and I suppose I should bring this up. If we just put conflicts on, you can see that, well, Russia's kind of in a slight conflict here by the look of it, but there's not really any other conflicts going on as far as I can tell yet. But there will be conflicts, and when that happens, you can make some dirt money, lots and lots of money from doing that. From selling to the nations that are at war with each other. Pretty cool. But obviously you can get in trouble as well. You can actually get agencies coming after you if they suspect anything. Now it depends on your world rank really as well. As you can see, ANS 100. I think that's the lowest you can be. It's because I've been commentating and, you know, not really playing the game per se. But you know what I mean. So let's go ahead and go to Luxembourg. Now where the fuck's Luxembourg again? Because I'm a dumbass and I don't know my geography at all. Luxembourg's all the way there. Okay, no big deal. We can probably travel there pretty easily. We do have some guns going over there as well. They should already have been fingered by now actually. So let's go ahead and pick this. We can't go straight to Luxembourg, but we can go there and there. There we go. That's Belgium. Bollocks. Is that Luxembourg? No. The good thing about this though is that you don't necessarily have to click the country, especially if it's a country that's really small and you can't quite click it. You can do it on this menu as well. So as you can see, we've got Luxembourg here, so we just click that and then it clicks into that. So that's pretty cool. It would be nice if it was extended and you can click. Say for example, if I wanted to go to Egypt and the game would calculate not necessarily the shortest distance, but maybe you could click it so that you can click the shortest distance, or maybe the safest way to go in there. You know, that'd be pretty cool. Anyway, Luxembourg. So there we go. RPGs are going for a ton on over there. So let's go ahead and sell them. Okie dokie. So as you can see, oh no, it's the shape of a boat. That's hilarious. And now it's the airplane. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just a useful source of intel now. Blah de blah de blah. Doesn't really tell you an awful lot. If anything, it just wastes time, half the time. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and sell those anti-tank. Where'd they gone? There they are. Lots and lots of monies. Brilliant. Now, of course, we'd have to make a few more runs to make that worthwhile. But now we need to actually see where my other bloody thing's gone. Russia. I don't think they've left yet. Let me check. Select cargo. Well, that's weird, because that is extremely weird. Didn't we actually buy the public travel then, or did I just completely miss it? It's a bit difficult because it doesn't always show you. I mean, this newsfeed is nice and all, you know, but it doesn't really show you anything that you. So, for example, if maybe it could say you bought transport for so and so to so and so. That'd be really cool. You can't see anything like that at all on the. I suppose you got your transactions, but it doesn't really show you anything else other than that. You know, there needs to be a bit more information, but a little bit more visual, because we haven't got that at the moment at all. But let me see. I'm really curious where the hell that went. Or it looks like, yeah, it looks like it didn't actually take off. I didn't do it. Wow, that's actually kind of a fucker in that sense. Okay. So that's a bit of a shame. Let me go ahead and just quick travel back over there. Just get back over there and we'll do another one. I do want to show you this particular part of the transport works before we wind down. Now, it ain't finished yet. Obviously, things can change, you know. I'm gonna the UI is probably gonna be changed more likely anyway, you know. So I'd probably expect that. Ooh, 39 tons over there. That's actually really nice. 97 grand. I can make that back on one. Oh, it goes to Luxembourg. That is fantastic. So that's already money made back from that. Although we should probably purchase Intel and just see where else we can. What else we can actually sell. More Intel needed for that. 47. Slovakia isn't that brilliant for that, is it? Ooh, 96 grand for the SV though. That's pretty damn tasty. Especially considering none of the others seem to be worthwhile getting at the moment. Selling at no, that's the RPG. Wow. Yeah, it looks like Luxembourg really wants these types of guns. Really weird. Well, not weird, but you know what I mean. Okay. Now, as you can see, this is obviously costing money, this Intel, and I'm just paying for it willy-nilly because, you know, just for the video, really. But obviously, you don't want to be doing this. You don't want to be just buying Intel left, right, and centre. You want to be strategic about how you're doing it. Okay, so Luxembourg. Oh, it's gone down now. Oh, silly Feng. You should have capitalised on that when you had the chance. Although we can still capitalise on the SVs. So let's go ahead and do that. That's fine. I think I'm still going to sell him away because that's still the highest price for him anyway. So we may as well get that, and that's going to pay for the actual cargo space as well. Ooh, the SV bullpup though, that could go for quite a bit. Let me see what I can do with these AKs because we could do with them being shifted. 29 is the most. That's not an awful lot, to be quite honest. But let's go ahead and do that. PKM. 55 for that. 55 for that one. 59 there. Cool. We'll go to Canada with that one then. Canada's quite far. Then we got the PP71. Where are Belarus? Oh, actually, we haven't even bothered looking at Belarus yet. That's a bit silly of me. I just realised that. Although Belarus doesn't seem to be much better. So the PP71. 20. Ooh, 59 grand from that one. That's actually pretty good considering our markup Oh, that's not that though. And that's another thing as well. I really wished it would do a comparison. It was easy to do a comparison rather than doing this. Because as you can see, if you're already sending stuff to a location and you're looking at other locations, it will actually bring up that gun first, which is a bit annoying, to be quite honest. Okay, RPK. Okay, hang on then. We still got some RPKs to sell. Or am I just going a bit cock-a-doodle-doo at this point? I'm probably going a bit cock-a-doodle-doo. 19 grand for that. I might just hold on to these PP71s. Yeah, I will. RPK 47, 44, 50 for that one. That's quite decent. 50 for that one as well. Yeah, let's go for Canada then. We've still got quite a few tons left, so let's go ahead and try and shift these SKSs. Probably not going to get an awful lot of money for these. They are cheap. 13 grand's not that bad though. 13 grand is actually tempting. Yeah, let's go ahead and go with the 13 grand one. Where's it gone? There we go. I can probably shift most of those. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's great. Review, confirm, and that's sorted. So that's going to be shipped off in 7 minutes. And then when it's shipped off, what it will do is it will do its run, and it will drop it off at your storehouses, your warehouses. Which is interesting. For some, it just seems like you've got a warehouse everywhere, which isn't particularly realistic. I suppose it is, but it would be nice if we could see if it costs us anything to keep those running or anything like that. I'm assuming it doesn't, but maybe that would be cool if it would kind of tell you that, you know. But yeah, maybe a better tutorial as well. At the moment, it's just one long page, which isn't particularly great, and it does take time to read, which is in-game time, and you know, it's, I don't know. But I think that does it for now. This is looking to be a really damn interesting game now. I really love the concept. It's just a few pet peeves that, you know, is a bit meh, but other than that, it's looking pretty damn good. And I'm surprised we actually come across it hasn't come to the US, but yeah, that's a bit weird. Although, we can actually go over there and buy some stuff now. That's intriguing. Machine guns are quite cheap there, as well as explosives. Although the handguns, they've actually got handguns over there now. Sweet. I think it is kind of also semi procedurally generated, rather, because I don't remember being able to buy handguns from the US the last time round. So that's actually pretty cool, though. It keeps the game nice and fresh in each playthrough. So I'm happy about that. Okay then, guys. So I'm going to leave it at that, and I'll see you next time.